Hey y'all, it is Stitchy Monday. Sorry to duck out last Stitchy Monday, but you know, things happen. And I'm going to be very honest with you that Stitchy Mondays may not happen for a while. We're getting into the season where I have opened up my books to take in requests, commissions, all that, crochet wise, for holiday stitching. So I'm dealing with that, and stitching might get put on the back burner. I may squeeze in some here and there, but mostly, even my quilting, even the quilting has kind of taken a pause because I gotta get this stuff done. People want stuff by holidays. It is what it is. I usually get open the books the 1st of October and leave them open till the endish of October. And go from there because I want to make sure I have plenty of time to do a piece, have the time for the piece, to make sure that it properly gets all the love and the care that it deserves. So, stitching just, maybe after the holidays, or unless I get these pieces created in time, before then. I don't know. I don't know. And there's might be times where I need to rest my hands, and that'll happen or whatever, cause I just can't. If I were to not be able to crochet, I don't know how that would work. I don't know if I could handle that. I do have to take breaks. Usually I crochet all day long, like 7+ hours. I take a break to eat some lunch, or I try to do a little 2 o'clock snack, just to make sure I'm evened out. How people can eat 1,000+ calories in a day, I don't know. I can't even reach that goal. I'm supposed to eat 1,200 calories a day. I don't know how. But I try. I can't make it, so I don't care, whatever. Any hoozles. I did start, well, let me show you what I've got going on. So the cowboy sunset piece, I framed myself, and it turned out like dog crap. I hated it. I utterly hated it. And we're our own worst critic, but it is what it is. So I undid it all and cut out, I kept my cardboard. I know you're not supposed to really frame stuff on cardboard, but guess what? I'm doing it. And decided to pin it first. And then if it works out like that, then I'll lace it, I guess. And then try to find a frame that fits it. Because I don't have the big ruler with me right now. Because it's like a 12. Oh, this is 12 by 12. Well, no, 13. 12 by 13. That's going to be an interesting frame. Okay. But I've got it just pinned right now. Because and it's still crooked, I think. When I framed it, the fabric is warped. So when I framed it, I didn't cut any pieces off because I'm not cutting till we established. So I just, put it over the cardboard. The cardboard was straight. I used ruler, but it was still crooked because the top fabric, the top of the fabric is crooked. I don't know. So anyway, I sheared down my cardboard and got it closer to this, because I still have this, but I have it pinned right now. Oof. It's still a tiny bit crooked, but it looks a lot better than it did. It looks a lot better than it did. But I'm not looking for perfection on this deal. I'm just trying to get it somewhat accomplished. But I think I'm going to wait. I'm waiting until he comes home. Make sure that he likes it. And then I'm just going to lace it on the back. I could retape. Because I put painter's tape. Painter's tape comes off cross stitch. The other stuff does not come off cross stitch, so I don't use it. But let me get a piece down here. Why do I insist on putting stuff in the floor when my fat rolls don't let me get on the floor? So I started this piece because it was October, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to start this piece. Because, you know, once you see it, you'll know that it's stuff I love. But it's Satsuma Street by Jody Rice. Now, I can't pronounce the name. That's the husband's department. He, you know, when you work for the Department of Corrections and a correctionals officer, you learn Spanish. When you only date Mexican women, you kind of pick up Spanish. When you live in Houston, I guess you pick up Spanish. I don't know. Spanish is his thing. I'm his first white wife, or his first white person he's ever dated, and he's white. Don't look at me like that. He's like, I wish I would have done this sooner. What can I say? Anyway, I can't pronounce it, so you're gonna have to pronounce it for yourself, or put in the Google Translate or something. I don't know, but it's so beautiful. So beautiful. He was doing something in his chair or whatever, and he was, because where I sit is next to his chair, so that we can be in the same room without being up in each other's business, but still be together. So I guess he was going to the kitchen for something. I don't know, because you have to walk past me to get that way. And he looked over at it and he goes, that looks like a light bright. I said, I know, isn't it great? He goes, you know what a light bright is? And I said, honey, I'm an 80s baby. He was born in the 60s. Anyway, he didn't think I knew what a light bright is. Hello, 80s baby. We know what light brights are. We know. And when light bright was cool, they did a reintroduction to light bright, what, a few years ago or so. It's not the same. It's just not the same. Anyway, let me show you this and quit running the mouth. Y'all, check this out. How awesome is that? I just started it, so I don't have a lot in it yet. How cool. I wish you could really see the colors. Like, those colors. Those colors. And yes, I boo-booed. And I scooted it over too far because I knew this was, this is like a manufacturer edge, like a selvage edge. So I had scooted it over and I boo-booed, but I don't care. So this is, oh my goodness. Now I see why y'all use quilt clips, because it's being cantankerous. Good thing I'm a quilter. How about a binder clip? Works just as well. So this is as wide as it gets. So I still have just a little bit, but I don't care. I really am thinking I'm gonna make it a I'm gonna put a pouch in it and paint a dowel rod black, and then put I may go to Lowe's or something, get some washers or something to add a little bit of weight so it can just hang. I'm going to like fold this over probably so it's beautiful edges. Or I've got some skeleton dog and cat fabric, And I may do right sides together, sew all the way around, and then pull it inside out so it's beautiful edges. Now, if I do it that way, then I can put some beans or some rice in the bottom and have some weight, so it'll be a wall hanging. But it's a big girl. It's a big girl. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. And I really want to get back to it. But right now, I've got to take care of my customers. You know, I've got to take care of that stuff. That's the most important right now. You know, when you message me saying you need a piece for this or that or the other, you're the priority in this. So stitching can take a back burner, which it's sad because it's October, you know, but it is what it is. My husband's like, honey, do you understand the lore behind this? Of all, oh, my folder. Oh, I'm gonna have to get some more tape. I should just get a, he's like, Day of the Dead is not something you want to celebrate. And I had to explain to him, it's not the lore. It's the colors. It's the vibrancy, the shapes. I love sugar skulls. I love sugar skulls. Anybody that's been with me for any length of time knows that. But I don't care about that lore stuff. That's not something I'm interested in. I get where you're coming from and you're trying to protect me from that. I get that. But it's not because of that. It's because I love the colors. And I love the sugar skulls. And I saw somebody in my crochet group posted the Barbies that came out for that. And they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I could care less about the Barbie, you know, because they got their face painted and everything. But the dress was purple, embroidered. It was gorgeous. I love the fashion part of that. And I love just the deads. That stuff doesn't pertain to me. And in a way facilitating that, I don't know. I don't know. But man, oh man, this is gorgeous. And I just love it. I love it. You know, and on the flip side, there's a one right here on the other side of Joan Elliott, you know, that I would love to do. Am I gonna, I probably, you know, I know we're not supposed to do witches and stuff. But again, it's just beautiful. I stitch what attracts me. And bright colors is where it's at. I love the bright stuff. I can't remember where this pattern came from. But this, you know, like this one. Hello. It doesn't say what these colors are. But, you know, it gives me the chance to do that. And, oh, and my bag is Miss Genesis Creation. Look at me. Even the inside's gorgeous. Inside is gorgeous. So, yes. But that's all the stitching I got done, because I ain't got nothing else done. I've just got to get I have other stuff I've got to do. Oh, I wanted to see, I found this. Oh, I better not shake y'all too much. I don't want y'all sick. If y'all fall, you fall. I found this in the garage. Well, it wasn't in the garage. It was in a Foot Locker I was going through. That was in the garage. Does that make sense? I don't want to say I abuse my stuff, because I don't. But I was like, I wanted to look in it and see what it is. And I did. And I forgot that I was working on this pattern. I totally forgot. So I am working on, I think it's this one. And it was almost done. This is Carolyn Manning Designs. I just have a hard time with some of her stuff because it's the same dang pattern, just different colorways. And I get bored easy. You know what I'm saying? I tried to do her Granny is No Granny stitch. Do y'all remember that one? There were so many opportunities that could have really been really cool to that piece. It didn't happen, so I couldn't stitch it. I got bored. But it's the same pattern, just different colors. And I don't know what it is. I don't know. But I'm like almost done with this. I'm almost done. I don't think I have very far to go with it. And it's beautiful. I don't know why it's not complete though. I mean, literally, I almost have a finish. I don't know. This happens all the time though. I start working on something, get bored or whatever, and then a new piece comes along and it's ooh and shiny. I think it was probably because I'm still trying to find my place in the cross stitch world. I'm trying to still figure out what is my niche or niche. I don't know. You know, words and I don't go together. And I'm trying to figure out, you know, what do I want to cross stitch? Because for the longest time I thought that said, you know, I wanted to do bigger pieces because I can't finish stuff. I can't finish them off because my framing is garbage. I don't know how to do pillows. They end up crappy, even though I quilt. I guess pillows and I don't get along together. I don't know. Anyway, let me show you this before I get distracted again. Why did I do this on pink fabric? I don't know either. But here it is. And like literally, it's all done except for some of these little bitty boxes. And I'm not sure what color that is. It may be a color that matches the fabric, and so I didn't finish it because of that. I don't know. 746. I don't know what 746 is, but I don't know. There's no telling. And I know that gets frustrating, but it is what it is. So I thought I would look real quick, see what 746 is. I don't know. And this, there's no telling what's going on with this. I need to just, I just need to, what am I trying to say? I might DX this idea. I mean, I'm going to finish this one, but I don't think I'm going to do the rest of them. And just put all this stuff back in my stash. Because that would be great. Because I could use some of this colors I recognize. And I'm like, hey, I need that in another project. Because my DMC stash, yeah, my DMC stash is getting low. Like, I'm having to buy DMC every now and then. And I don't know where everybody's buying DMC, but it's like, that stuff's getting expensive, really bad. Okay, so maybe I don't have 746. Maybe that's why I didn't do it. I'll have to look in my stash and figure it out. So, actually, I know, I don't have my stuff together. Hold, please. Is it this one? No. let me look into, this is an older one, so we'll have to figure this out. 746. 746 is it almost looks like an ecru. 746. And it might be discontinued. Right there's 746, that white. Because this is an older book. Let me look at the newer one and see if we're still, if it's still operating. Well, it shows it as 746 in the newer one too. I don't have like the newest one. So, wait, there we go. That one right there. So, if I don't have it in the stash, I'll just put some ecru in it or something. I don't care, whatever, and call it a day. Because I want to get that finished. I'm not sure why it's not finished. And I got to decide, do I want to do the rest of them? I'm not getting rid of the pattern. I don't know if I want to. Because I used to think I wanted to do a lot of Carolyn Manning. But once I realized she's using the same pattern over and over and over, just different colorways, I'm like, no, I don't think so. She did one that was stained glass something or other, and I liked that one. But other than that, I mean, I have done several of her patterns that were not the same pattern. I just don't care for the repetitiveness, I guess. Great designer, easy to read charts. If you have never tried her, I do recommend it, because you may love it. Just because, you know, a creator says, hey, that's not kind of my deal anymore, doesn't mean you have to de-exit. You go and do whatever works for you. I highly recommend whatever you want. You know, I no longer have any desire to do heaven and earth designs, and that's nothing against them. It's I don't want to do big projects. I get bored. So, but I hear, now this is hearsay, I heard it from another creator that deals with a lot of heaven and earth, is they're using a lot of AI images. That bursts my butt. There's some really, really cool designs out there. But if you stop and look at it, it's AI. And I'm like, oh, because I get that all the time in the crochet world. Somebody will come to me and, hey, can you make this? No, because it's not real. There's not an actual pattern. And now that we have the AI generators and stuff, people are just throwing in an image, and that generator will create the whole pattern where, you know, and it's usually off the chart, crazy. It's not coherent. And so I'll have people come to me and be like, hey, what? Why isn't this looking like this? Well, because, honey, it's AI and it's garbage. So don't fall for that crap in your cross stitch world. You know, I understand there's a lot of us that are trying to save the money, because cross stitch is not always cheap. But supporting AI, I mean, if you can support that, fine, whatever. But if you're new to cross stitch and you see something like that and you're like, oh, I want to stitch that, I don't want you to have to go through the frustration and realize, oh, that pattern's no good. You know, because most of the time, it's by the time you get finished, that pattern's really muddy and just off. It's because it's AI to begin with. You know, I try to support real designers that really put their heart into a piece. So I try to do that the best I can. And a lot of that, I go around because I'll try to get kits or from people I trust. Like Satsuma Street, and I know I can't pronounce that name right. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. People I trust like Plum Street Sampler, Primrose Cottage, stuff, Soda Stitch, right? Al Forrest Embroidery, stuff that I know I can trust. And I think that's just something you're going to have to figure out along the way. Is what is your favorite designers? Do they know what they're doing? Do they make good quality pieces? And that's just a quick Etsy review. Look at it. Decide if that's if they do, because a lot of Etsy things I can't tell the reviews if they're paid reviews or not. But if a pattern's bad, yeah, you're going to see that in the reviews. So anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. And if there's not a Stitchy Monday, if there's no progress on a Stitchy Monday, there's just not going to be a video. I'm sorry to do that, but we're getting in that time where I got other stuff I got to do. So I love you guys. Take care. Have a blessed day. Bye, guys.